All right, y'all. I am gonna try not to be here too long because I am tired, and I do believe that I can go ahead and take myself to sleep. Um, I wanted to come and speak about the difference between being a witch and a psychic vampire. And I think that people that are out here that are looking at witches on here, it's kind of difficult for people to decipher the difference because people, they kind of like they are put off by appearances. People can be tricked by either appearances. People can be tricked by folks in their makeup on. People can be tricked by a lot of things. So I want to explain to you what the difference between a witch and a psychic vampire is, okay? A witch does possess supernatural powers, okay? Witches have access to the etheric realm. They have access to other realms as well that many people don't even know about. A witch is if and it depends on what kind of witch that it is. If you are like a earth witch, which I consider myself to be an earth witch, I derive energy from the elements earth, air, fire, water, as well as spirit. Okay. A psychic vampire gets their energy from others, which is not a witch. Okay. That's not witchcraft. People need to learn the difference. Okay. Now, I want y'all to listen to what I'm saying because honestly, I have found myself in a position to where, because of a lot of the psychic vampires posing as witches on YouTube, I have found myself to be drained. Hey, Zenaida. Hello. How are you? I have found myself to be drained. I have found myself to, I feel like I'm running my business and then I'm also guarding over crap for like the past 6 years. And on a regular basis, there are people posing as witches, regularly harassing me, regularly doing smear campaigns. Witches, what we do is we do spell work, we do ritual work, and it works. A psychic vampire is going to be manipulative, conniving. A lot of people don't really know what a witch is because they look at the demonization of witches in Hollywood and all over the place in the church. When in reality, a lot of witches are saying, you don't know me because they don't know you. A lot of witches that run around here and, they're conniving, sneaky, manipulative, evil. That's not what a witch is. In fact, back in history, witches were the midwives. They were women. They were women. Okay. And they were very, very connected to the earth, to the moon, to the herbs, to the waters, to everything, the sun, you know, the earth, the ground, the flowers, the trees, that is what traditionally a witch is. Now, witches have factually evolved throughout the years. I can tell you that I do a lot of high magic as well as low magic. High magic is when you are dealing with more so Oh, is it really? Right now, I'm a little hoarse. I kind of fell under a little bit of possession earlier, but it was important, I guess. A witch does not have to spread rumors about another witch to steal her clients. Why? Because all of us witches are connected to our clients. All of us are. They have some kind of connection. Your spirits is who brings in your clientele. Now, on YouTube, a lot of the YouTube witches are constantly in competition. In fact, they're so lost in the competition that they don't really know what to do that is spiritually right. They don't know what to do that is spiritually right. They have lost their minds because the competition aspect of it, the competitive nature, which is actually a paradigm that spirits is trying to tear down. Okay, they are. This is extremely unhealthy. I can tell you that for years, I have been consistently vampired off of my energy, my children, my energy, my channel, to the point where they literally raped my channel. Literally. The psychic vampires that are on here, they are under extreme scrutiny because of the harm that they have caused to others. Psychic vampiring off of somebody can be devastating to a person's health, general well being. It can be devastating to their family, but you have people out here that do it anyway. This is where they are purposely trying to harness other people's energy. Now, I'm going to tell you, if you're calling yourself a witch or even a spiritualist and you are doing this, you have to face the karma for doing that. Okay. Just call me a guinea pig. I know how they drain people. They do harm to people. They cause upsets in people's lives on purpose because they have to feed. A lot of people say that it's narcissism. Yeah, a lot of psychic vampires are very narcissistic. But in my opinion, a psychic vampire is a person that doesn't really know the right thing to do. They are very, very, very codependent to the point where if they're having an issue, they want you to have an issue. I remember just feeling that energy or seeing that energy, when stuff starts to happen. I mean, they vampire off of me when they're going through stuff or when I'm going through stuff. I mean, it's totally ridiculous. Um, Witches can actually make things happen. They can make spells work. Harassing somebody, um, speaking their name, you know, getting a group of people to all jab at a person is not witchcraft. And we have a lot of that going on here. If you are a witch that knows how to manifest, then you understand exactly what I'm talking about. A lot of these psychic vampires, yes, they do have some spiritual gifts which are being binded. Psychic vampires are going to be at an extreme disadvantage because spirit is going to be binding these people because they haven't done the right thing. They haven't. Okay. A psychic vampire can actually use their mind to pull your energy and your essence. They mainly pull on witches because witches have a lot of energy, witches have power. And they think, oh, well, that person will just be able to go regenerate themselves and it's going to be okay and it's not that big of a deal. But you are a fraud. A lot of these witches on here, I'm sorry, they are complete and utter frauds. They even admitted it. And you know what? It's irritating to our witchy ancestors. Okay. Okay. I do believe that I don't feel like Weaver, as far as vaccines and things of that nature, I'm not on board for that. Now, as far as it being doomsday, a doomsday prediction, to me, I feel like this is a witch that is trying to go off of fear. They're trying to feed off of people's fear, which that's not a witch. That's not even a spiritualist. That's somebody that just wants to feed their demon off of your fear. They feed certain demons. And it's very, very confusing. It really is. It's very confusing because again, witches have been demonized so much. So they automatically connect witch with demon, or witch with Satan, or witch with Lucifer, which there are a lot of witches that work with Lucifer. There are a lot of witches that work with Satan. If I were to say that to a Christian, they wouldn't really understand. They really would not understand if I were to say that so we have to be careful as far as with the judgment of it, okay? And then also it's very important for people to not dabble in witchcraft either. Okay? And so what they are is they're psychic vampires who are dabbling in the craft. A lot of our witchy ancestors absolutely hate this. First of all, a lot of our witchy ancestors, they really hate the fact that witches have been demonized, and they only demonize the female witches. Okay, male witches are rarely demonized, rarely. And I'm one of those people that come from a belief that male or female, if you've got spiritual gifts, you better be using those spiritual gifts for something good, or otherwise something bad is going to come for you. Spirit does not like women claiming to be witches, while at the same time stalking and harassing witches. They don't like that. They're very, very protective over the divine feminine because we've already, for so many years, we have been killed, raped, and violated totally. In fact, a lot of this land that you see around here, it belonged to witches and it was stolen. Okay. You want to see a house get built? Let a witch be over that situation. A witch is going to make sure that house gets built on that land. Okay, be careful with witches that you don't see any reviews for their craft. Like many of you guys, if y'all know what an actual witch is, a lot of these people would be way too afraid to do some of the things that they did. And see, like I was telling y'all, ignorance is not bliss. People are going to have to wake up. Okay. Our ancestors as witches, they are very, very upset. They're not happy with things that have been happening. They are tired of how we were born to do what we're doing. This was our calling. And many of us are here to help people. Many of us are. Many of us, the therapies and the rituals that we provide to people have literally given people their life back. See, I'm a witch that after you done went over there and got drained, you come over here, you gonna get filled back up. Okay. So we don't have to take nobody's energy at all. That is the difference. We don't take energy from nobody. We're not going to tell you that you have to sacrifice your kid. We're not going to tell you that you have to sacrifice your dog, even though sometimes animal sacrifice does happen. Now, I am a witch that doesn't believe in human sacrifice. I really don't. I believe that the only way a human can be sacrificed is if they sacrifice themselves. I have a different value and belief system on that. Okay. People need to learn the difference. Psychic vampires are literally here. I'm going to tell you what they're here for. They are literally here to suck dry witches. That's all they're here for. They're not here to help. And many of you guys that come to us are witches. They know you're a witch and they hate you. Psychic vampires do not like witches. Okay. If it's a psychic vampire, there's an entity attachment that hates the divine feminine and hates witches. Okay. It just doesn't like us. It doesn't like women, period. Okay. If you get a woman, most women, and I'll get to your question in a minute, Zenaida. Most women can grow a baby inside of their bodies. Most of us can. That takes a lot of power. That takes a lot of energy. That takes a very divine cosmic process for that to happen. Okay. So you got to think when it comes to women, women are very, very different and they are very special. They are. For some reason, throughout the years, people have hated women. And I can tell you why there's so much hate for the divine feminine, because there's so many women running around here that are very undivine. They are not divine at all. And they are the ones that are usually doing the most. Okay. So don't get it twisted. I see a lot of y'all be floating back and forth between these different channels. Hey, you need to use your discernment. You need to use your discernment. These people are literally here to take from witches. They are not authentic witches. They want to home in on witchcraft as if it is an industry. That's all they want, is to make that money. They don't care about anything else. They don't. And, of course, witches have to get paid for doing the job that we're doing. But I think that they purposely cause these problems for witches, and they never stop doing what they are doing. They are not real witches. If you have heard somebody mention psychic vampirism, feeding off of others, that's not an actual witch. An actual witch would have no reason to do that. And they call us witches egotistical. We have delusions of grandeur, is what they say that we have. But in reality, when you're a witch, you know that when you're doing it right and you do them spells are going to be working. Them spells are going to work. Everybody knows that. And there's probably, I'd say that my success rate is probably at an immediate success rate for cleanses is 100%. Immediate success rate for hex removers is 100%. Other cases that take a little while longer, that are more complicated, those are very different. Okay. I'm doing pretty good. I'm just tired of all of the chaos, and I'm tired of being vampired off of, because that's all that they're doing. It's a bunch of psychic vampires. They vampire off of your womb. They vampire off of your heart chakra energy, your throat, because otherwise nobody would trust them. I actually, a few years ago, Spirit told me, they said they was like, they trying to take my energy from your throat. Wasn't enough that they had a smear campaign going, but they were actually trying to harness. See, we don't do energy harvesting here at all. We don't. Yes, we do use blood from animals, and we do use meat from animals. Energy harvesting, never. For what? Why would we need to do that? Sure. I'm going to get to Zanita's question. So go ahead and post it. You said, I want to know if I have a gift. I know we all have intuition and not everyone knows. Wait a minute. I know we all have intuition and not everyone knows what it is or how to use it. But apparently both my grandmas were naturally born with gifts and only a few of us did. I had an incident where I was getting bald spots around my head, not visible. The person that did that is claiming she has a natural gift and don't, and I'm lucky her haterade game failed. So more than likely you do have a gift. I'd have to read it. You guys must want readings. I'm not in reading mode right now. But what I can tell you is that just judging by looking at you, Zenaida, you got a lot of women sending evil eye curses to you. Okay. And that happens a lot. Evil eye curses can go to witches too, no matter what you look like. But you can just tell by the way that you look that you have a lot of jealousy, a lot of people that are jealous of you. And so that's why they're doing things to you. That's why they're attacking you. Okay. Priya, she wants a reading. Okay, I'll throw the cards for you. I wanted to speak about this thing with the psychic vampirism, though. It's dangerous. The people that are doing it, trust and believe that they won't be doing it for too much longer. Just letting y'all know. Your energy space, your auric field, your crown energy, your third eye energy, which is your consciousness, your throat chakra, which is your communication and your trust, your heart chakra, which is everything, your solar, all of those energies, your sexual energies belong to you. If somebody is vampiring off of you, that means that things may not function the way that they should. Somebody feeding off of your aura can actually cause health problems. These people are out here killing people because they are vampiring off of people so much. Be careful with that. There's been a few witches on here that have talked about how their clients died. Client probably died because they came to them at a time where they may have needed help, but this person was not able to help them because they were sucking them dry. Okay, some people are just soul suckers. Be careful with those people. If you see any signs of them doing that, walk away from them. They will bring bad energy into your life. That's why many of them are under scrutiny and they know who they are. Okay. A real witch is going to recognize that it's a witch. The spells work. The spells are working. That's all that matters. All of this other stuff, this extra needed validation, everybody's talking bad about everybody. You know, that's not the way that's not really witchcraft. That's more so bitchcraft, which is a totally different thing. Totally different thing. Okay. But the psychic vampirism, I can tell you that it is very, very dangerous. And you want to see somebody go to jail for claiming to be a witch, but they're actually a psychic vampire? Oh no. No, no, no. But see, some of y'all have went to people, they have misdiagnosed you. They told you what they wanted you to know. They told you what you wanted to hear that fit the narrative at that time. For me, I don't really like to I talk to people when they are in an emotional state all the time. And those people are very, very impressionable, no matter how old they are. If you are in any kind of emotional state, you can be taken advantage of. I feel that from what I can see coming for psychic vampires, anybody posing as a witch, it's jail time. You shouldn't have been posing as a witch. This is very serious. First of all, witchcraft is not something that you see necessarily in the movies, even though a lot of us witches, we love witchcraft movies. We love to, I kind of don't like to say because there is a dark side of witchcraft. There has to be. But see, that is because, people think that they can do wrong to people. They feel like they can do wrong to people and never have any and there's a lot of bad people that they don't get karma instantly, but they definitely do have it catch up with them eventually. Oh, thank you, sweetie. Thank you. You're welcome. You're welcome. Thank you. So be careful with that. Any of my understudies or students, they get taught actual witchcraft. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you. There was two people that I believe that these people were sent to me. I believe that they were sent by an enemy coven is what I really believe. And I think that, yeah, they can pull the wool over your eyes. Those women were not my students at all. They're not. I never taught them anything. Okay. They're more so into vampirism. They're more so into psychic vampirism. And it's irritating as hell because we all know that there is a difference between a witch and a psychic vampire. Now, can a witch psychically vampire off of somebody? Yeah. Yeah, I guess they could. I guess they could psychic vampire off of somebody. But why would they need to? Witches have a lot of power. The psychic vampires, I would say that a witch would. The only way I've ever fed off of anybody is when I'm taking my energy back. I'll take it all back. Mm, mm. During whose service? Thea Lightweaver. They have been feeding off of witches so much that many of us have felt lightheaded. Many of us haven't been feeling well. Many of us have been, and see, these are the demons. These are the demons that will try. They fantasize about being able to crawl the earth and parade around as humans, but they won't. Okay, at the end of the day, there's way too much working against them. They don't have a prayer. They always try to misuse the Bible and religion. Now they're going to go to jail. They're going to go to jail for something. I can tell you that because they didn't do the right thing by spirit. Mm-hmm. They're going to end up in jail. And it'll be like a karmic, it'll be something very, very karmic. And see, many of them know they ain't right. I've had them try to do false charges against me. I've actually had them try to do it. I've actually had them try to do it. I have actually been literally attacked by psychic vampires. They're not witches. All they know how to do is take. Now, some of them possibly could make spells work, but many of them stopped doing spells for people. And there was a reason why they stopped doing spells for people, because their spells don't work. Maybe they are an authentic witch, but they're under some kind of possession that's making them do certain things. Okay. And there are witches out there that have some very dark powers. I was telling y'all about some witches having the ability to place people under possession. And that's actually the truth. But that, to me, it's not necessarily, a lot of them are not using I can place somebody under possession if I wanted to, but they're using more so demonic entities to do that. Very, very nasty and tranquil spirits, very chaotic. Hmm. Very chaotic, very confused, causing confusion, a lot of it. Very obsessive. They don't care about anybody. And that's not what a witch is. Witches are not cold-hearted. Witches can actually be very, very sweet people that all they want to do is help people. But if you cross them, that's where the problem comes in. But I also believe that a smart witch is going to move on with her life. It's not the end of the world. Why would you go on and on and on and repeat the same cycle over and over again? Move on. See, an authentic witch knows how to transmute something. They know how to transmute negativity into positive. This is something that only witches that are authentic would be able to do. Y'all, with the whole vampirism thing, y'all stay away from that. All they doing is draining you. Many of you guys are young. Y'all in your teens, 20s, and 30s. And so they can vampire up on you, but wait till you get older and you get into your 40s, and then you'll start to realize, oh, see, that's when you realize the real lies out there. Okay. And I was telling y'all that's why these children are developing faster, because it's almost like they're kind of like the witch and Hansel and Gretel that fattens them up so that they can feed off of them. That's exactly what they're doing, but they fatten you up they're making even small children develop faster than what they should, because they want to harness energy. Now, where these people's own energy is going, I have no idea, guys. I have theories, and I'm gonna tell you, I believe I'm just gonna come right out and say it. No shade to anybody, no shade, but I believe that these are not authentic women. Because why would another woman ever have to feed? Why would a woman need to ever feed off of another woman? Like, I mean, yeah, there are times when women will come to me and they'll say, Jamila, I'm sad, I'm upset, and I will pour my heart out to them. That's different. That's different. That's when you can feed off of me. But when every single day you are trying to energy harvest every day, there is a problem. These people are not seen as witches or warlocks. They are seen as traitors. That's why they can't give themselves the title of a witch. That would be very dangerous for them to do that because they're not witches. They don't do anything for they don't they're not really speaking to you about real witchcraft because real witches are not worried about weather machines. They're not. Real witches are not even worried about chemtrails. Real witches are not worried about none of that stuff. Okay. Now, real witches will tell you, hey, don't get that jab. But real witches don't worry. Real witches are not afraid. We're not afraid of the Illuminati. Real witches are not afraid of stuff like that. They're not. Okay. And because it's not important in the grand scheme of things. It's not. Jamila does that for me. Yeah. Yeah. So this girl figured how to project even while awake. She followed my best friend home, and but she forms into a small Batman like shape. So okay, astral projection. That's one thing that I wanna cover here. Okay, which is an astral projection. There are witches that use astral projection for certain things. Sometimes I have to astral project all the time. Sometimes if I don't feel like calling my son, I'll astral project down and I'll like stand in front of him and I'll say, son, I need you to come here. And then he'll just hear me. He'll just come upstairs. Sometimes I'll do that. So astral projection is like that. It's when you can get in somebody's space, but you have to ask yourself what is coming with them. What comes with them, okay? And so I have heard of I actually had this one witch, and I'm going to go back on my other channel and expose her fully with her photograph. Yes, I will, since she's been helping people do that to me, even though there's nothing to expose about me. She was bragging about in the astral, she had a penis and she went to another woman's bed and raped her with her penis. See, that's not that. No, that's not witch. That's not a witch. That's not a witch. The Shining? Did they do any astral projection in Shining? The Shining was actually a very spiritual. The Shining was all about possession. Okay. The guy in the movie, what God dang it, I can't believe I can't remember his name. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He was under possession. And there was even times where you could see the son was under possession. Okay. And even that older black man. For some reason, the only one in the movie that couldn't be put under possession was the mother. Was God, I can't remember nobody's name today. Goodness gracious. So yeah, that movie was all about possession. And so they had moved into that hotel, but there was a lot of demons and ghosts and spirits there at that hotel. The meaning of shine. Yeah, thank you, Jack Nicholson. Thank you. I don't know why I couldn't think of his name. Um, no, the meaning of shining, Jack Nicholson. The meaning of it. You want to know what? You want to know the meaning of The Shining? Like, um, The Shining to me is comparable to the whole series of Amityville. Oh, okay, okay. See, I didn't know that they called it that. I thought that they called it telepathic communication when you are communicating with somebody telepathically. Okay, I thought you meant the actual movie The Shining. That's what I thought you meant. I didn't know anything. I didn't know that they called it that. So you learn something new every day. I'll look that up when I'm done, but I just thought that was telepathic communication. A lot of y'all is probably kind of a mistake to tell what your spiritual gifts is, because sometimes you can have certain corporations, the government can sometimes, they'll do like experiments on you. And so just be careful. If I could go back and do it over again, I just would have said, hey, I'm a witch, I do witchcraft. I wouldn't have necessarily went into detail about my spiritual gifts, because being that they know that you're telepathic, they're constantly trying to speak to you constantly. And sometimes they'll try to speak negative thoughts to you, or weird thoughts, or yeah. Amityville was about possession. The husband becoming possessed by negative spirits, trying to kill the mother and the children. And so was The Shining. So yeah. Yeah, that's what that's about. And see, witches don't have that fear. I don't have a fear of a man becoming possessed and trying to do harm to me. I don't have that fear. But I can imagine that a lot of people do. I don't have fear of anybody. I don't have fear of man or woman or child. There are a lot of people out here that are just freaking scared of the entire world. And they are constantly like trying to bother people, but they have a purpose of what they're doing. They actually have an intent. That's what they're doing. They're psychically vampiring. Like literally, I'm gonna tell you something. I have been getting psychic vampired off of for 6 years straight. I absolutely hate it. I absolutely hate it because I'm very sensitive, very telepathic. I can hear these people talk about me. I can hear them. I swear to God, it's so weird. Like I'll hear somebody talking about me, and I'll go to their channel, and lo and behold, they'll be talking about me. How do you protect yourself from them trying to take advantage or experiment on your spiritual gifts? There's several points of protection. I would be doing house protection. Sometimes you have to cover up your head. Uh, I know that this may sound weird, but putting a black dot on your third eye can actually protect your mind. Some people need to be wearing a dot on their third eye. It's not about being Indian. It's like, if you wear those dots, it'll shade out, it will filter out a lot of those negative things that they're sending to you. Seriously. Another form of protection would be some kind of protective jewelry, especially around the neck. And by the way, guys, speaking of protection, I actually did put up some protective amulets on my Etsy shop. Um, the protection amulet that I really love, one of my favorites, is the Seal of Solomon. So I've got like quite a few Seal of Solomon's, different types up there. So y'all may want to go check that out. Wearing protective um, something around your neck, okay, can protect you from that. There are a lot of people that will wear head coverings. They will wear stuff around their head. I will tell you that from what I've been seeing, a lot of people need to protect their head right now, because you've got your witches and your spiritualists and your healers. They are walking around with this amazing energy. Like you can see it, like you can just see it around them. And then you have people that act more like vultures and they're trying to pull, literally trying and I'm like, what in the world? And I've actually seen people do that that don't even have to do that. It's like I've seen people that have a lot of amazing spiritual gifts doing some low lifted stuff. People thought you was Indian. Really? I like putting that dot on my head. I will put that on there. Also, the spiritual baths, also cleansing and clearing yourself. Protection candles work. Protection jars work. I have a witch's bottle. I used roses in my witch's bottle, roses and the thorns, and and it's pretty amazing. I think it's time for me to make another one though. I think I want to make another one. No, I don't really need to make another one. I just want to add, I think I'm going to add some of my white roses because you can actually add stuff to it because the roses, they'll actually wilt and, you can push other stuff down in there. And it's like when I open up the jar, it has like a rich, earthy, almost fermented smell to it. You know what I'm saying? So definitely very powerful, the witches bottles and the jars. Okay, and who do they use jars? I guess in witchcraft they use bottles, but I don't really see the difference. Yeah, Theolite Weaver, wear that over your third eye and it will protect you. And see, the problem is that not enough people have protection. Now I do have I have a live schedule where I want to talk to you guys about strengthening the mind. Okay. And we're going to talk about that because the issue is that the issue with a lot of people, they can easily be placed under some kind of possession to the point where, they won't even remember half of the stuff that they do. Like they will have no recollection. They don't understand it. And I think that it is a spiritual form of amnesia because when somebody is possessed, they're not going to remember what they were doing while they were possessed. They're not. Do you have moon water? My daughter is wanting some moon water. What is that? Is that like rainwater that you collect during a full moon? I don't have moon water, but I'll find out what that is. I probably have heard of it. Is it rainwater that you're asking about? I don't know about moon water. That sounds like um, you know, now I could see I guess I could see certain like a water that's charged with energies from the moon. Um I probably make those waters all the time, probably with my spiritual baths. It depends on what herbs I use. So I'll look into that and see what that is. I actually was supposed to be doing the sprays. Uh, there are several unfinished projects that I have, but it is because I am not only a solitary witch, but I don't have my mama. I don't have, well, I got my grandmama, but she can only do so much in the spirit realm. And I'm doing it alone. And so there's not enough time in the day considering all of the other things that I have to deal with. Okay. Okay, that's what I was thinking that you were talking about. I'm actually planning on collecting some more rainwater with this full moon. As soon as it starts raining again, I will be out there collecting it. I used all of the rest of the moon water that I had. I had it for a long time too, but I had used the rest of it. But yeah, I definitely collect rainwater. Hmm. Yep, I love moon. Is that what they call it? I thought it was just called rainwater. I'll definitely start calling it that though. Yeah, so we got the full moon. When is the full moon? I think we're in full moon energy right now. So we've got people posing as witches when they're actually very demonic people, these empty seaters, they don't really care, you know what I'm saying, about people. So you got those people, and nobody's supposed to care about their enemies. If your enemies are attacking you, you're not supposed to show kindness to them. So a lot of people say, "Oh, she's a bad person." She said that no, you are an enemy. So I don't have to show kindness to you. I don't understand people that want people to show kindness to them. But anyway, what these people are doing is they are posing as witches and they are giving witches a bad name, literally. Like, I'm not talking about just with their behavior. I'm talking about they are literally trying to give us bad names. And I want you guys to know that the next time you see an authentic witch being attacked, just know that's a real witch. Especially for years and years and years. That's a real witch that is very valuable to a lot of people. But you have to be of some value to yourself. Otherwise, there's a lot of witches that were in poverty. There's a lot of witches that grew up in poverty. So we were rich in spirit, and people don't realize that you can manifest whatever it is that you want. And witches know that. So the other people on the other side, they don't really have a belief system of that. They are here strictly just to take advantage of people and give witches a bad name. That's it. Okay. So just be careful with those types, is what I want to tell y'all, because I've noticed that it's gotten out of hand. Boy, them witches, they did a lot of work on my channel. They was over here flagging and false flagging and doing all kind of stuff. Listen, things are going to be balanced in how they should be. It's just the way that it is. It's just the way that it is. Okay. And they have been upsetting the balance so much so to where everybody is here. Like literally Mother Earth has called everybody because it's an imbalance. We feed off of the earth and the earth feeds off of us in return. Like it's a synergy that happens between us and earth. And earth is tired. Mother Earth is tired of this. She's very patient. She's very forgiving, but she is not going, like, literally, it has just gotten out of hand. If you notice the violence, if you've noticed all of the stuff, and or either, you know, fake violence, fake stuff, they do everything to spark fear. Now, what's crazy is that we had that big rain a couple of days ago on the 24th, which was supposed to be predicted as National Rape Day. Very strange how that didn't happen. Remember, I told you that wasn't going to happen. That's not to say that nobody got raped that day. I mean, women get raped all the time, men get raped as well. But, as far as it being a national rape day, y'all notice how it didn't happen. Because when my spirits took wind of it, it was like, oh God, no, like this is ridiculous. So these people need to understand that you can't, like what they'll do is they'll say, oh, well, you're a witch and you deserve to die because the Bible said it. Well, who do you think gave you that Bible? Who do you think created Christianity? It was witches. Witches created all of the religions. They may not have been good witches. They may not have been the type of witches that we would want to necessarily deal with. But in reality, when you think about the devil, Lucifer, Satan, what does the devil do? The devil punishes sinners. That's what the devil does. Punishes people, torments people. Okay. God created Satan or the devil, or aka karma, Saturn. Okay. Saturn is like the planet of karma. Okay. There's no getting around that. These people that think that they can come out here and do whatever they want, that is not witchcraft. Witchcraft is very real. Witchcraft was supposed to be used for healing. It was supposed to be used for um, for building. Witchcraft is supposed to be used for many, many different things. People that use witchcraft on a consistent basis to just do evil and to do harm to people. Be careful with that. Hey, Gemma Bolton, be careful with that, guys. Seriously, be careful with that. Because I'm gonna tell you something. When God has given you a gift and you're not using it for self. There's a lot of people that'll go around here saying they are a healer, but they have not healed themselves of anything. They're constantly trying to wound other people in some kind of way. Please be careful with these people, is what I wanted to tell y'all. Because what I have noticed is that people on YouTube, they will judge either based upon live viewers. They'll judge a person's they'll judge a person based upon how many live viewers they have or how many likes that they have. Please don't do that. Please don't think that a person is an authentic witch just because they have viewers, or just because they have likes, because some of these people could literally be agents. The reason why they have likes is because they want to spin a narrative. They want you to accept it, and they'll try to program you. Many people are programmed to believe that a person with a bunch of likes is telling the truth. Are you an earth sign? Which one are you, if you don't mind, Zenaida? Which one are you? It's 4 a.m. Y'all making me want to do some readings, to be honest with you. I don't mind coming on here and doing free readings. Somebody had told me that I shouldn't do that. It's like, no, I give back to my community just as much as they give to me. Okay. And I really, really, really don't appreciate it. Spirit will let a person know, hey, we're going to take an eye for an eye. But if that's what you do on a regular basis, you just go around threatening. If somebody say anything to you, and the next thing you know, you threatening their kids and stuff, man, that's not no woman. That's not no witch. That's not nobody that you want to be bothered with. Not ever. And you know what? I had to say my piece about that, because I can see that there's many people that got it twisted. But then again, there's people out there that can buy viewers. There's people that can buy chatters. They rather do something fake and be fake than to do something real. Witchcraft is very real. It's not like I feel like a lot of them insulted the craft by trying to make it seem like it was based upon what they're trying to make it look like, but not what it actually is. And that is what irritates me, because witchcraft saved my life. It saved my children's lives. I almost lost one of my children. If it were not for the protection that I was doing over on her, she would have died. So this is very, very serious. And for people to come out and for people to just be attacking witches and stuff, you don't know what that witch done been through. You don't know what is going on. And see, a lot of people think that by them being foolish, that that's okay. God doesn't even protect babies hardly, which I believe God does. I don't mean to say that God, but that's saying God protects babies and fools. No, it don't. We are living, we are living in the age of Aquarius. You either woke or you're not. For me, I would rather live in a world full of people that are woke. I would rather live in a world full of people that respect each other, that are peaceful. You see what I'm saying? So I don't like to see people suffering. There's a lot of people that are evil and just diabolical and they just want to see people suffer. They just want to hurt people. You know what I'm saying? And while there are some people that, sometimes I've seen some people that are totally full of crap that are getting their karma. If karma is not fake, and then they think, I don't know what it was that they thought, because that that I used to actually be, still kind of am, to where people would just turn on their cameras and they would just talk about me for hours, and they weren't talking about me, they were talking about somebody else in their life, but they would put my name and my picture on it. See what I'm saying? And so they were like, "What? Can you stop us? Can you make us stop?" Why? It's not my job to save you from yourself. Like they would, and it's like, you have to control yourself. As a witch, I don't have to control you. The only thing I have to do is transmute your energy. What else? What else is there for me to do? So I don't feel like I'm above any of you guys. A lot of you guys that watch me, y'all are witches, y'all are healers. It's just that your gifts have been so oppressed and even blocked and binded, or either somebody else is using your gifts. You don't even know that person. Somebody else that you don't even know could be using your spiritual gifts, which would piss me off. Okay. So I am here to free and liberate people. Am I afraid of that? Do I have to do I have to um tell you that you don't have no power just so that I won't be afraid? No, I trust in my spirits. That doesn't make any sense. So yeah, I do work for people, but I also do accept apprentices. I haven't had any apprentices the past couple of years though, since I was making my transition and moving. I haven't really had any apprentices, but the ones that I do have, they're doing wonderful. They're doing wonderful in the craft, and they don't have to go out there and just be all messed up like this. And see, I'm the type of person to where I will swim with the underdog. I will swim with the underdog. I'm no different from y'all. I get fed on sometimes too. These people love my energy. It's delicious to them. And it's not just the people that are talking about me, it's the people that are sitting there in their homes with a shrine. They've got all sorts of pictures of me, pictures of my body, and they are trying to constantly pull energy from me. And that is a problem. So that's what I've been dealing with. I've been feeding a very selfish group of people, and they want to continue to try to feed off of me, and to the point where, and then they'll laugh at you and say, "Ha ha! I, I'm going to feed off of you, and you're not going to have any energy left for yourself." Oh, honey, but I don't think so. They will take and take and take away from you, and then tell you what you don't have. So I know exactly what y'all going through. I'm not too good to go through that. I don't think that I'm better than everybody. I know that I'm powerful, but do I think that I'm better than anybody? No, I don't. There's a big difference between being a witch and being somebody very demonic, very narcissistic. But I'm going to tell you something. People need to stop pushing people. People push people's buttons too much. People are trying to trigger people. People are trying to harass people way too much. And not just online, but I'm talking about in real life. Like these people, when you don't see them online, they are literally at home trying to light an energy harvesting candle. And I do believe that it's closely related to adrenochrome. They will feed off of your adrenaline, which makes no sense to me. It doesn't. So they're up to a lot of evil. And a lot of y'all do need to protect yourself because they'll take so much from you that you don't even have nothing left for yourself. And you be like, damn, can I have a piece of bread too? Can I have a loaf of bread, please? Can I have my loaf of bread, please? And they're like, no, you're and see, especially if you are an African American person, because now African American people are becoming, their spiritual gifts are open, they're becoming possessed, and they're treating each other like slaves. This is totally, oh my God. I guys, just be careful and use discernment. Okay, be careful out here on YouTube. When a person tells you who they are, believe them. And I can tell you right now that if a person is threatening children, if a person is, they have very, very bad energy, very bad energy. This is something that I don't want any of my people to be influenced by, because many of my people, y'all do have children, or either you want children. So just be careful out here. I'm going to say I am not going to continue to allow these psychic vampires to take advantage of people, because that is all that they are doing. I have never once had a client that has said that I did not help them and that their life did not get better when they started working with me. So, and none of them really have. Here's what I want to tell you. Now, some of them can write fake reviews, but if they have reviews, then you may be dealing with an authentic witch if they have reviews. Okay, especially if those reviews are posted to a website like Etsy. You can't fake reviews on Etsy. You can't do that. So make sure that you guys understand what it is that you're dealing with. We've got frauds, scam artists, and con artists out here that are merely trying to use witchcraft to just get your money. That's why when they get your money, you're not going to see any improvement on that situation. Again, I've had a couple of clients that have lied on me. One tried to leave a review on Etsy only a month after I started work on him. And then it's one that, she's just kind of in a hurry, lacks patience. And I don't work those kind of cases anymore. The case I was working for her. And I kind of think that I don't know about none of that. I just really don't. But what I can tell you guys is that the people that have done this, they do not deserve your respect or your or any kind of notoriety. They don't deserve that. I would not trust them, is what I'm telling you. Do not trust any of these witches that you have seen for years and years doing what they've been doing. Trust the ones that have the reviews. Trust the ones that are telling you that you can trust them. That's who you trust. For somebody to tell it, look, a liar is going to tell you the truth. A lying, scheming scammer is never going to tell you that you can trust them. You'll never hear those words come out of their mouth. If they do, they're going to sound like a snake. They can't even fix their forked tongues to even say that people can trust them. They're not, just to let y'all know. Somebody says, hey, my clients can trust me, my family can trust me, well, my children can trust me. If that, you know what I'm saying? Somebody that is not talking about trust, you can't trust them. And they're looking to take advantage of people that they think are stupid. Now, I've talked about this time and time again. My clients are not stupid. My clients are very intelligent people with good careers, businesses that they're running. Okay. A lot of people will say, well, if you got money, you don't need spiritual help. But there's a lot of people that have a lot of money that need spiritual help. Having money doesn't mean that you don't need spiritual help. But see, these people, they just want to take advantage of anybody that they can. And that's wrong. And they're still doing it, which I'm surprised that they're even still here. It kind of baffles me a little bit. But all things will balance themselves out very, very soon, is what I want to tell y'all. And Beltane, make sure that y'all get in my Beltane circle, because that's where we're going to be doing a lot of the balancing. Now, I'll be back tomorrow afternoon, and we'll do some more protection for the group, because they are actually attacking everybody right now. They are on a rampage for some reason right now. Okay. So if you get in the circle, you'll get some protection. And then also, will definitely help you with your love life. Mainly, it's the protection. Okay. All right, y'all. I will see y'all later. Have a wonderful evening. Hey, peace and love to you guys. I'll see y'all next time.